You see this? This is me paying respects to Jeremy Donaldson. May he rest in peace. Hello, everybody. Cyanesque111 here, and welcome back to more Not For Broadcast, the Support Neither run. I've observed that I've been helping Disrupt in secret, but I'm not supposed to be doing that, given that this is a support neutral run. So from now on, anything that has to do with supporting Advance or Disrupt, I'm not doing. I'm not going to play any of the Advance adverts, even though I haven't played any in the broadcasts before this. And I'm certainly not going to be showing any of the Disrupt hacks either. Anyways, let's go. Day 297. A tape to remember. You wake up, still partly in shock from what you saw on the news last night. What you had to edit on the news last night. When you come downstairs, you find your family sat in the living room, waiting for you. I take a seat on the sofa between Sam and Susie. Sam swallows, hesitating before starting. We were so worried about you last night. After Jeremy, with the gun. Sam chokes down a sob. It was awful. On national television. How could he do that? And now... After a horrible pause, Sam finally asks, "Are you okay, honey?" "Yeah, I'll be fine." Sam looks to the kids, then back to you. "We saw that you chose to play that tape." They pause before continuing. Even though it was on the third break and not the second, I should point out. "And I couldn't help but wonder why." I didn't feel like I had a choice. "What? That's not good enough. Disrupt are bad people. I can't believe you did that." Charlie's outburst seems to come from out of nowhere, and no one in the room is prepared for it. "Do you even think about how this stuff affects people? You're an effing idiot." Sam tries to interject, "Charlie," but he's already slammed the door. Charlie always was a bit black and white about this sort of thing. "For what it's worth, Alex, I think you were in an impossible situation and somehow you managed to make the right call." Sam throws their arms around you. "Only you were stuck in that studio having to make that choice. No one can criticize what you did, and I'm proud of you." I've never been so grateful to have Sam support me. You take a deep breath and gather your thoughts. It's all a lot to take in. Oh crap. You're not sure you've fully processed what happened last night, let alone what Charlie and Sam think about it all. But what about our daughter, Susie? I know this is an incredibly difficult thing, and we don't always agree, but I do think you made the right choice. So Susie's in support of Disrupt because she's smiling at me. She says I had to play it, and there was no other option. As a parent, I'd be affectionate to her. It's nice you've got at least some company. The TV is playing through some old Western show, but it's not quite as distracting as you'd hoped. This isn't going to be pleasing to everyone, obviously. What's next? Day 324, a questionable choice? You got off work early today, a rare enough occurrence to put a spring in your step. As you close the front door, you can hear excited conversation bubbling from the kitchen. Clearly someone's popped around for a cuppa on Sam's Friday off. Hopefully there are still some biscuits left. As you enter, you see Sam, Susie, and Zach are all laughing and discussing something. As soon as she sees you, your daughter turns and enthusiastically presents her hand, which sports a prominent diamond ring. "Look, Zach proposed. We're engaged." "Oh my god, that's amazing news. I'm so happy for you." The pair of them end up staying for dinner. They've moved pretty quickly, but when you know, you know. You're genuinely pleased for them, whatever happens. You'll always be there for her, either way. Not even marriage with a boy that could potentially be dangerous is going to stop me from supporting my daughter. And would you look at that? Already another broadcast is about to start. This would be day 371, the 20-week war. And like I said, from here on out, I'm not going to be supporting either Advance or Disrupt in any way. Just gotta take care to not play any more Advance adverts, Disrupt hacks, or the like. There's no Advance requested censorship here, or Disrupt censorship here. So I'll take solace in knowing that. But here we are. Day 371, the 20-week war.
Alex, Bozeman, your boss. We're expecting deplorables from Disrupt to hack the signal tonight. Perhaps you could leave your
what?
personal beliefs at home and try not to let them
Okay, that master trip switch wouldn't turn on for some reason. First few times I clicked on it.
You have a vested interest in us staying on the air. Stay out of the orange.
Swagmux, SS Funship, and let's throw in a little bit of Crazy Neil. Third break. Pretty sure everyone's gonna go crazy once the bombs go off.
They get the brains and we get the performing monkey.
Right.
Sometimes you sound just like you, you know. How are you?
Yeah. It is what it is. Can't look back.
10 seconds, everybody.
Although sometimes you may have to remember both the good and bad times of
4.
whatever has happened.
Good evening.
Headlines time.
Nightly News. I'm Megan Wolf. It's the 140th day of war. Our main headlines tonight. Company of Heroes. Skirmishes on land and sea again today as our armed forces tested the mettle of the World Council's illegal blockade. Advance's strategy of multiple small-scale incursions into the disputed zone is certainly keeping the enemy on high alert, unable to work out where or when the next strike will come. Sadly, however, more casualties were reported today, and as the weeks and months of this war make ever more demands on our armed services, those numbers will, tragically, only continue to rise. Don't starve. Advance's food program moved from strength to strength today as rationing depots were opened in the last remaining unfed areas of the territory. The rationing depots have been constructed in record time, and the government's agricultural coordination strategy has seen shelves restocked with increasing regularity. However, with a reported rise in mental and physical health issues since the imposition of the blockade, critics have questioned whether those smaller communities which are only now starting to receive help could have been better and quicker served. 7 days to die. The recent decision to allow those with long-term health conditions to access transition centres has today been declared an overwhelming success. Previously available only to those in their final years, the expansion of the service has been met with relief by the many organisations calling for it to be opened up to the wider community. With dwindling medical supplies leaving many of our most vulnerable facing chronic pain, it can come as no surprise that the transition centres have found themselves stretched to capacity. Populace. More than 11% of the population have thus far failed to register for a team membership card, a worrying statistic given that the cards are a legal requirement from midnight tonight. While applications are still open for those who like to run fashionably late, they can expect a few tricky questions from Advance. Start me up. Disrupt spokesman Alan James held an impromptu rally today in the northern
Alan James.
Large crowds gathered to hear the band speaker prove Disrupt
I think this is negative.
to the public's imagination. Community cohesion officers found themselves challenged by the unruly mob element always present at disrupt events, but thankfully managed to keep violent incidents to a minimum.
Yeah, I think that's negative.
Absent friends.
Oh, absent friends.
Sad news today as the grave of
Because I let Jeremy Donaldson die in the last broadcast.
Radical disrupt activists. The much-loved broadcaster suffered a very tragic public breakdown 10 weeks ago in an incident which ultimately cost him his life. A passionate and rebellious man, always willing to question authority, Jeremy was posthumously celebrated with a Team Service Award by Advance for his outstanding dedication to journalistic truth. But first this evening, with the war about to enter its 21st punishing week and people hurting up and down the country, I'll be grilling unpredictable Prime Minister Peter Clement in an exclusive interview from his home in Lancashire. That's coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Everyone is hurting in this run. Mentally and emotionally. And for the soldiers, physically, no doubt. As they're going to be shot and attacked by the enemy.
I'm a little overexcited to announce I'll be interviewing the one and only Lil C. And later we've got a new feature that's sure to keep you coming back for more. But first tonight, let's check in with Prime Minister Peter Clement, who's speaking to us from his home in Lancashire. Good evening, Prime Minister. Have we caught you exercising?
Oh, have we started?
Yeah, we've started.
Miss Wolf. Just a few minor adjustments. I mean, nothing drastic. I haven't joined the gym or as my old man used to say, just because she won't take it up the shit, it doesn't mean you shouldn't try for a quick fiddle up the car.
Language, Prime Minister.
What? Quick fiddle? What's wrong? Oh, shit there. It's shit there, isn't it? Yep, that's the one.
And can you tell us what brought about this interview?
Well, you know, Mrs. C and I were watching, you know, the night the blockade began. When Jeremy Donaldson. Well, you know. I know what bless her
We
heart.
know all too well, Peter.
And I were a bit wheezy from all the cigars and all that. And Mrs. C turns to me after the signal dropped away. And she was in flood of tears. She says, Peter, she says, I can't go on. So I made a decision. And since that day, I have stopped smoking cigars. Except for Christmas. Weddings. State dinners. That's what I say. I got excuses running backwards, doesn't go anywhere. And apparently I'm going on a walking holiday this Christmas, and that should finish me off for bloody good.
Did you make the decision to holiday within the country this winter because of the blockade, Prime Minister?
Well, Mrs. C has never liked travelling at the best of times. These are certainly not the best of times.
Oh.
There's a lot of red tape involved in leaving.
That was disrupt.
As I'm sure you're all aware. Some of those farmers are bastard now. What? All in it together. Oh yeah.
Uh-oh, crud.
It doesn't seem very advanced to be.
Okay, good thing Bozeman didn't say anything about it.
The country is grounded.
And yet, Julia Salisbury announced today that she'll be visiting Svenland during this year's...
Okay, so as long as I don't broadcast very much of Disrupt's hacks, I should be fine in terms of being
No one tells me anything.
neutral in terms of me not supporting either parties.
On this card that a body like yours must take some planning to achieve. What's your morning routine?
Well, I have a frigid morning routine.
Rigid. It's rigid for fuck's sake.
Oh yeah. A rigid
Yeah.
and demanding plan that my doctor and personal trainer.
Who's your personal trainer?
Some prick called. Is that on your card?
Prime Minister, speaking of planning, with the blockade in its 20th week and the people of this country reeling from its effects, what plans do you have to get us out of this mess?
Well, that's a very blunt question, Miss.
Surely one for which you, the democratically elected Prime Minister, must have an answer.
Don't you get smart with me, Pat. I was a fucking national treasure before you were a twinkle in the milkman's scrotum. You want to talk about plans? Let me tell you about plans. That's all we do. Fucking plans and revised plans, and then meetings to discuss the implementation of plans. And plans and yet more plans for fucking plans and yet more fucking
Well,
plans.
that's good. That's good to know, Prime
You
Minister.
know,
Uh-oh. I was not paying attention.
you're a breath of fresh air. But I've been watching you, and you know what? You get more like him every day.
Like Jeremy, I'll bet.
I will take that as a compliment. Prime Minister, later on this evening, your co-leader Julia Salisbury is going to give a national address from team headquarters. Can you give us a hint of what she's going to say?
Yes. Well, I imagine that there
Sorry,
will be
you imagine?
the usual. No, what I mean is,
You do know about this broadcast, don't you, Prime Minister?
I'm sure I did. But Julia and I have no secrets from each other. We don't memorize each other's bloody diaries either. As my old mum used to say, if you wanted to get a job done quick, don't get bogged down in the pew. What else you got?
Sorry?
Only cards, what else? A little piece of my life you want to rustle through? Yeah, refill the last. Come on. Come on.
Okay. What music do you listen to when you work out?
Well, Gail tells me that I work out to Little C, but I have absolutely no fucking idea who that is.
We'll see.
Do you think the C stands for?
It stands for collaborative, Prime Minister.
Yeah,
So, little collaborative.
How's rationing affecting you?
it's hard, but we get by. You just have to learn to get by on the basics. Take comfort in each other. I've got Mrs. C and many a fine single malt I want full of. Except for a decent night's sleep.
Yeah, times must be stressful for Peter right now.
When we come back, it's time for the Culture Spot with Lil C and a world premiere performance of her new song. I genuinely can't wait to hear that. We'll be back after this.
What a treat.
Hi, I'm Sophia Remington, and it takes more than an all-night yacht party to stop me from doing my job. Times are tough for you guys, huh?
That light in the back is flickering. In the advertisement, I mean.
Simple joy of consuming new and wonderfully unnecessary products. Well, look no further, you poor huddled masses. You need the Sophia Remington swag box from me, Sophia Remington.
Swag box. Oops, 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 oops.
Blimey, Jazza. The old Market Square's looking a bit Somerset Bentley. Empty today.
Oh no, Bazza, I never thought I'd 5 a day say.
Spotted the updated mixing desk. You'll need the new buttons during the next sections. First, we'll need applause when the guest enters and before her song. Don't worry, I'll watch you through it when we get there.
That'd be what he's talking about.
Back into being grandpa's bloomers, consumers. Don't worry, you poor dirty cockneys. Here's a little something to lift your very illiterate spirits. This is a Sophia Remington swag box, and you never know what's in it until you break the seal and open it. Here. Who knows what you'll get? A rare weapon modifier, or even a handy set of 6 swords. If you're not happy and you haven't broken the seal, you can even get a full no-quibble refund for just $15.99. It's fun, it's free, and it can't be gambling, otherwise we couldn't advertise it on television. I'm Sophia Remington, and I want you to have as much fun as I have, but you can't afford to. So here's the swag box instead. 4, 3.
Coming back.
Thanks for coming back. Later, we have an exciting new feature that we just know you're going to love, so stay tuned for that. But first, I'm really excited for our next guest. She rose to prominence as the delightful Susie May.
Buttons have unlocked. Press the applause button now to look at your choice, just like the headlines.
Her debut album smashing the charts at the age of just 20. Let's give it up and welcome Lil C.
No, Alex, the applause, that's completely unsuitable.
Don't care, Bozeman.
May I just say, you look incredible.
Oh, thanks, babe. I'm doing this new regime and it really does work.
What's the genuine Irishmen.
Yep, they certainly are. Now, you'll have to forgive me, but I'm somewhat of a super fan, so I'm sorry if I get a bit starstruck.
Oh, bless you. I've never actually heard of you before, so if you do get a little tongue-tied, I can always carry the interview.
Oh, that's good to know.
Wonder how she'll do that.
First album, F My Face Together, it hit shelves this summer and it just exploded. I mean, what's that like for you?
Bonkers, just so weird. I was in all the papers and the magazines. Overnight, I went from that, like, annoying little girl from that show to that, like, sexy little girl from that show.
Wow, that must have been bizarre.
Not really. It was just like any other morning. You know, get up at 5, go on a 4-mile run, have 3 meetings on my cabbage bath, but then only then was my dad actually talking to me.
Oh, of course, I mean, the famed country singer, Billy Bob Jeanshort. I didn't know you'd been estranged.
There's nothing that strange about it, Megan. Okay, yes, he may believe that aliens told him to hate women, but there really isn't anything to prove that he's wrong.
So I see.
So, this newfound explosion to your popularity, I mean, did that change your life?
Well, I had to start wearing, like, nice underwear, you know, for the paparazzi, but as my manager says, best to make the most of it before I'm 30.
No one can or would want to see her underwear. We'll see.
So I thought it was about, like, how pretty and great I am, but actually it's about monetizing youth, I think, or about, like, promoting an unrealistic standard of beauty or something.
Your manager again.
Yeah, he says insecurity is an opportunity.
Oh, do you think he'd be happy with you telling us all this?
Telling you all what? It really doesn't matter what I say here. I'll do my dancing and then this part will all be forgotten about.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're going to see some of those famous dance moves very shortly because you're going to be performing your new single, aren't you?
Yeah, it's on my album Put It In My A Together and it's out tomorrow.
So soon, after the last one.
Oh yeah, I've actually released 2 albums since lunchtime and a clothing line during this interview. See, this is called Cry for Help and it's going to be in all the best high street and retailer shops and it's out now. So girlies, you know what to do. Scream and cry until somebody gets it for you.
There she goes. Blimey. All these projects.
Perfect clothes for your girlfriend, I'm sure.
Yeah, it can get tough and I hate it sometimes and I hate myself. I just want to, like, cry into a bath of root veg. But then I think thousands of girls would do anything to be me, so I must be quite lucky.
Well, you know you don't have to do this, though.
Yeah, I do think that sometimes. Most nights between, like, my 4th vodka and the 8th time a stranger slaps me around the arse. I think things could have been different, you know, like better. But I don't know. I love doing autographs and having somebody dress me and tell me what to wear.
Did you always want to do music?
Well, ever since I was a little girl, I did. I'd sit in front of the radio, and as soon as my favourite girl group would come on, I'd
I'm gonna make myself more comfortable for this.
Dad would come in and tell me to turn it off and to go back upstairs and start practicing again.
Sorry, is your dad your manager?
Yeah, which can be tough. And sometimes when it gets really hard, he'll say, "Make Crackler proud, and you might just survive childbirth."
Well, you know what, despite anything, you'll make me proud.
Oh, if only your opinion was as valuable as his.
And on that problematic note, you're going to be singing your song for us soon, aren't you? Tell me about it.
So it's called These Babies Gonna Bring You Home, and I actually got sent the lyrics in the car on the way up here. You know what? It's actually alright. And don't worry, all my work is team approved.
All right then. Well, you can go
Okay.
get ready for that. We'll see you in a little bit.
Won't this be a treat for the viewers?
It's a pleasure to chat to her, and I just can't wait to hear this. Whoa,
Let's do better this time. Here we go.
with an exclusive first performance of her new track, These Babies Gonna Bring You Home. Take it away.
Is this deliberate, Alex? We do like our guests to come back, you know.
Favorite, the queen of team, here to break in your blockade. Lil C.
Oh, baby, can't you see? I'm hungry. There's a place in me that's empty. I want that meat chuck back in only you can feel that crack in me. I'm under siege, so come and free me. Ain't no disruption here, boy, I got no agenda. Just want the team in me, no dirty foreign member. Don't stop the morning drill, there's holes in skirmish on my border. Quick before I get much older, tie me down and pull me like an enemy soldier. An enemy soldier. So let them try and break our dream. Fire, love, and diet too. So all of Peter Clemens boys can come and use me as a toy. I wanna see some action, so come and break my sections. I've been this wild and free since Mom unburdened me. She was only 53, but gave to save her family. There's no one judging me if I'm the one that's in your fantasy. Don't die alone, this baby's gonna bring you home. I ain't no witness, but I come and skirmish on my border. Quick before I get much older, tie me down and pull me like an enemy soldier. An enemy soldier. So what if Peter Clemens boys can come and use me as a toy and flip me over, grab my hair, rip off my clothes and dump from there? I wanna see some action, so come and break my sanctions.
Well, if that doesn't distract you from the world outside, I don't know what will.
How thrilling.
Well, for doing that, don't go anywhere. After the break, we'll finally be revealing the new segment of our show that we just know you're going to love. We'll be back right after this. And we're out!
Next ad is going to be Pleasure Core.
Became CEO of Pleasurecore. I wondered what the advantages would be for me. Well, now I'm aboard the SS Fun Ship for a holiday so good I'm being paid to sing about it. If you could be me now,
Out on a pleasure cruise,
seeing several sights and drinking
copious booze.
I'd like my friends from work to take a good look at the cheapest hangover, cause you can book. All I have to say is,
Hey,
just like the grocers say, you can't cheat on your wife. It's a high class of
cheat on your wife.
supported, and it's fun since someone died.
Oh, just months. Sure wouldn't want to be on a cruise ship where someone died for the... whatever she said. Or sang.
I hate to tell you this, but you're going to need all 4 sound effect buttons for this next section. Try and pick the most appropriate sound effect for the actors' lines. They can't hear your choices, so they'll be assuming you're helping things along and not making them look ridiculous. Mind you, after the last section, God help us all. Try and do better.
Maybe, maybe not.
Due to the ongoing military blockade, some destinations may differ from those mentioned in this advertisement, as the cruise now mainly takes place around Sumbabwe.
No crap. But the blockade and all.
Thanks for joining us for part 3. We've been teasing you about our new feature all night, and now the wait is finally over. I can reveal that every night on the show we'll be treated to an episode of an informative and hilarious new segment called The Notice Board. It stars some top talent and we're very excited about it. But before we see it, let's have a quick chat with the writer, director, and phenomenon, I say.
I'll do applause this
Who's
time.
algebra, guys?
Actually, I've got the algebra. I go by Jeff DeBrue now. How'd you like that?
Yeah, very fancy. I suppose you need a new name now that you're a successful artiste.
Well, exactly. I'm earning enough to pay taxes now.
Oh.
Shit.
And how does Angela feel about all this? Your wife?
Ah,
heard my father's voice. It said, Jeff, you listen here, boy. You make hay while the sun shines. You wring every penny you can get out of this.
Oh, audience is losing
So I wheeled
interest.
him down to the transition centre, got out my typewriter and started clacking. Utter shite.
And without further ado, let's give it up for the notice board.
Uh-oh. Damn it. I missed it.
You have to play a sound effect, Alex. Well, you're playing the effects now. It's just a shame they're the wrong ones.
Had to go with something.
Good morning, Miss Craven.
Oh, morning, Ray.
Everything all right, Mrs. Craven? You look as worried as the vicar in closing time.
Oh,
I'm not gonna play any sound effects this time around.
They vandalized my shop again.
No!
Oh no. Not the shop.
They've written all sorts of obscene language and crude pictures, and I know it's those damn youths.
Damn youths.
I don't know. It could be the vicar at closing time.
I'm just worried they won't ever become productive members of the community. What if they never see the error of their ways and end up as social outcasts, such as shoplifters or bong rats?
Don't worry, Mrs. Craven. This is a very supportive community, and I'm sure that in time they will fit into this society like this key into this lock. See? Works like a charm.
What a lovely way to put it, Ray. And just like that, we can unlock their future.
Yes, yes. Wow! Look at all the letters in my collection today.
Oh, I think that one's addressed to me.
What? This one? Oh, so you're right. Here it is.
Oh, it's a letter from my granddaughter, Brenda. She says she got an A on her maths exam because one of her friends has been helping her. She was always a team player, was our Brenda.
Good.
What's up, losers?
Ooh.
Oh, no. It's Brad. He's the coolest guy in the village.
That's right. I just got here on my motorbike.
Brum brum.
Clear off, Brad. We don't want any of your ilk around here.
What? Brad dudes?
No, ruffians. Have you come to tag the notice board with your gang signs?
No way. I've actually come to pin my resume on that notice board. I'm looking to do some tutoring after school.
What did you say? Tutoring?
That's right.
Maths is very important.
Not at all. Not at all.
So you, a young person, have been spending your time helping others and not just urinating on churches or huffing glue?
Hey, I haven't huffed glue for months.
Well, slow me down!
Blow us all down.
You know what? We misjudged you based on how young and cool you are and not on your actions.
No doy.
So it wasn't you who vandalized my shop last night or called me a rancid old crone from the back of a chopper?
No way. It can't have been me. I was too busy helping my friend Brenda with her maths homework.
That'd be your granddaughter.
Did you hear that, Ray?
Oh, yes, what a wonderful surprise. I now respect you as a man.
Put her there, Ray. There, Ray.
Oh, this has got to be the bombs part. Nuclear weapons.
Oh, what the heck? Give us a hug.
Here we go. Oh dear. Oh, I'm losing a crap ton of viewers now.
Sorry to interrupt the first groundbreaking episode of the notice board, but we are receiving some breaking news. I'm being
Okay.
told we're picking up reports from across the continent of what appear to be... what appear to be nuclear explosions in 4 major cities.
Yep. Nuclear
Experts
bombs.
put the death toll into the millions. I'm being told we're experiencing power fluctuations as a result, so apologies for any interruption to this broadcast for you at home. And apparently we can head over to team headquarters for an emergency broadcast from Prime Minister Julie Salisbury any moment now. Yep, yes, let's go to that now.
Good evening, citizens and leaders of the world. Minutes ago, operatives working for Advanced detonated nuclear explosives simultaneously in 4 major cities across the continent. We have similar devices in 58 other urban centres and will not
More interference.
hesitate to detonate them if our conditions are not met in full and without delay.
Just completely ghost the orange waveform.
Our territory will no longer tolerate your illegal and genocidal blockade. You are to remove it immediately. We will accept nothing less than your unconditional surrender. Your territories will be taken under our control. We will install replacement governments to ensure that your citizens become part of the new future. Your borders are now our borders. Your people are our people. You will finally be fed and clothed and educated and healed. But for your privileged few, the moment that they feared is now upon them. Allow me to be crystal clear. If you fire a single shot at our territory, or harm a single one of our citizens, we will not hesitate to detonate further devices. You will not find them, though no doubt you are already searching for them. Our technology is decades ahead of yours. We will expect your complete acceptance of our terms by midnight tonight. Thank you.
I'm definitely not looking at an A+ grade here.
I'm trying to think of what Jeremy would say if he were here now. He was always skeptical of Advance. Then I suppose he was always skeptical about everything.
Yeah.
It's part of what made him so frustrating to work with. And so brilliant.
No crap.
I'm not going to lie, Jeremy, I really wish you were here now. You'd know what to say. You'd know how to bring everyone together. And I don't think you'd be angry. I think you'd see that anger was the engine that brought us here. I think you'd want us to stop, to look around us at the people and things we're so very lucky to have, and to realise what a privilege it is just to be alive. I think you'd want us to spare a thought for those with loved ones who are abroad tonight. And I think you'd be worried about retaliation. You wouldn't show it. You'd remind us that this this country and its people endure. You'd remind us that despite the way you hated how it sounds, we are a team. And I think you'd ask us to go to our loved ones and be with them tonight. But I don't have the words that you had, Jeremy. None of us do.
Not even me.
My name's Megan Wolf. Let's make tomorrow better. And we're out.
Hi, it's Neil here with a pre-Christmas crazy Christmas deal. It's post-Christmas, it's pre-Christmas, it's all of the Christmas. Ho, 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 it's a sale. It's gotta go, go, go. Come on down and pull a cracker. It'll go bang in your face. You'll take one and come down. Yay! Christmas pineapple on a tree. Take 2 baubles, take 3. We don't care how many baubles. Take a candle. Set fire to your
Yeah, no passing, well, above average results here. So I wonder what my wages are going to be like for this broadcast. They're probably not going to be very good. No, it's just my full wages. So it's from nothing I can't afford to very much affluent. So that's wealth status that I haven't seen in any video before, and was pretty much added when episode 3 came out. Or if it was, then nobody had ever gotten the... Why am I still accidentally supporting Disrupt? This is a support neither run game. And I'm happy Advance is going down, but not so much that Disrupt is going up. I'm trying to be neutral here, in the worst way possible, game. Apparently you can't see that at all. Okay, so it's coming down that even if I accidentally broadcast a little of Disrupt's hacks, then I'm still gonna be in support of them no matter what. Or maybe it was because of that headline. I don't really know. But what comes around goes around, I guess. But I digress. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and wind down for the night. But not before I keep pressing F to keep paying respects to Mr. Donaldson. Okay, I think that's it. Well, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next part. The start of episode 3 in the Support Neither run of Not For Broadcast. Bye!